Dave Show says, I hear Blade movie might be pushed to 2026. Dude, I don't even know if that movie's getting made. Have you heard about all the drama with Blade?
Yeah, with the script and rewrites and Mahershala Ali not liking it and stuff like that. I'm like, wait, why does he have so much power over it?
I mean, you got Mahershala Ali. He is a pretty big name to get. I would imagine part of the reasoning he signed on was probably he wanted a little bit control over it. But also, like, he was announced back in 2021, 20.
I think he was announced the same time Brie Larson. Wasn't he announced the same time Brie Larson was announced?
I don't know, man. It was
Marvel?
years ago. It was years
so, like,
ago.
She had 2 movies and he hasn't had one yet.
Exactly. He hasn't had one yet, and they hired a new writer the day before the writer's strike. Like, it's been it's getting pushed. It's not. I don't think it's coming out by 2025.
You know what it is? This wasn't in Kevin Feige's docket, and I think that's why. Because he literally said, Mahershala Ali called him and said, Blade, and he's like, I'll do it. It's one of those things where, because the actor wants to do it, so now he has to come up with, where does this slot in? How violent can I get the Disney board to make this R-rated? Can we do a vampire film? He has to think about all these things when he's doing these films. I think that's why I was like, oh, we're going to have a female lead, probably like to tame it down a little bit. And then it was like, oh, let's have his daughter. And then I think he's trying to find ways to make it like family drama-ish so that Disney will be okay with it. And we're realizing, like, he's like, no, I just got to make a regular rated R vampire killing film. And that's what's taking so long.
I mean, it's also the question of, like, how do we get this to fit into the tone, the world of the MCU? Like, it's so far removed. Like, even Werewolf by Night is like MCU, but it feels far removed from the actual MCU that it can kind of be standalone on its own. Whereas if you want to incorporate Blade, I mean, that's a really different character than they've ever had in their family-friendly 4-quadrant movie of the MCU.
Yeah. So you kind of got to look at something like maybe Ultimate Spider-Man, that Spider-Man animated show where Blade was in a bunch of episodes, and it kind of did a good job of having him toned down but still be Blade. So maybe that's where they look for. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's set to come out, I think, at the moment, 2025. What do you think? Do you think it's going to come out by then, or do you think it's going to get delayed? If I had to put money on it, I'd say delayed.
If we hear another issue in the next coming months, it's getting delayed. But if there's no more issues, I feel like they can make it. Because also Blade shouldn't be a VFX heavy kind of film. They should figure out to make it. This doesn't need to be $200 million. 80 million, and yet it will 90 million. Yeah, it definitely will be. But like, if Gareth Edwards can make The Creator on $80 million, and that movie should look way better than Blade actually does, this movie should be like 90, maybe 100 million at max. Make it a cheap. You can make cheap MCU films. Not everything has to be 200 million.
Yeah, I agree. And they really they got to start learning that. They really got to start learning that. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for checking out this clip from our live show that we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time called Zach Milne Talks Live. If you like talking movies, if you like talking movie news, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave? We do that on this channel all the time. But if you still need some time before you fully commit, you can check out the full video this clip is from right here, and you can check out another video over here. The subscribe button's right here.